Our customers compete with anyone when it comes to hyperscale and efficient hardware.
How do you lead that?
Number one reason the company fails is they don't get market transitions.
Absolutely. I think the industry is going through a tremendous transformation.
Mr. Ahmed, thank you very much for having us here at Mobily's headquarters. Tell us a little bit about your company for our audience that may not be so familiar with it.
Mobily is a mobile operator in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It came to the market after almost 7 or 8 years from the launching of mobile services by the incumbent in the country. So we were the second contender. What Mobily did is it brought the industry to another level in Saudi Arabia, and one of its virtues was innovation. So it's been known as the innovative company, specifically in this. It's a very big brand and a loved, I would say, company.
Okay. What is your speciality? I mean, from the name of the company, it sounds like it's all about mobile.
It's a mixture between the mobile and how you, in Arabic, make an English word Arabized, let me say, English word. So, as I mentioned, it was started, it was youth, it gave things, I will say, provided for the community in a way, for its customer base. I think things that the incumbent never thought of. So people immediately found the difference by the presence of Mobily.
What was the main difference? Is it pricing or was it capacity?
Really, it was the way of offering, the way of communicating, advertising, sponsorship, you name it. And I always looking for the future, always trying to be, I would say, innovative. Yeah. And this has really made us grow very fast and put a lot of challenges on the company as well. However, it paid off for it, and where this Mobily was able to establish its name. The network has been put in the kingdom by less than 7 months, I guess. Yeah. I was not there at that time, but I know from this industry. So it was a very energetic, dynamic company and lean company.
Yeah, but you have more competition now because you were the second provider, but now there's more than 2?
Yes, there's a third comer that came to the market. Saudi market is quite a big market. It's a market in overall GDP and disposable income are quite good, and it's a market that is unique by itself than any other market.
What makes it special?
If you look across the world, basically on the data usage and compare it to the Saudi market, I think Saudi market is completely a different league, let me say. We're talking about 90 million YouTube that are viewed a day almost. We're talking about the #1 user of, I think, all social media platforms from Twitter to WhatsApp to all this, etc. So Saudi market is really concentrated around providing of data to the subscriber and used by data by the subscribers.
But how do you make money if your users are downloading that much video? It must take up the whole network.
This is absolutely right, and this makes the network, and for us as well, it's quite a resilient network. It was a huge investment that has been made by us and the other operators, because if you want to download something and you're going to wait like 5 minutes, no thank you. So actually, yes, on the different technologies we do work, and to provide a seamless service as much as we can with the limitations that we can. Data pricing is a little bit on the low side, and actually we're trying to monetize our data as much as we can.
Are there new ways that you're looking at to monetize data?
Definitely, there's a new ways. There's always new value-added services that you can provide within data, whether it is advertising or whether it is certain financial services or digital or e-commerce. I think we are at the beginning of this long journey. Mobily, part of its innovation is it did invest actually in fiber to the home. I think coming from a maybe our viewers or listeners coming from a different background, they understand incumbent had built fiber or copper to each and every home. So you have your cable coming to you. In the kingdom is different. We did almost connect 1.2 million household. I mean connect, we made the fiber available in their home. Now
with fiber.
with fiber, not even copper, with fiber. So now it's for us, the duty is to, let me say, monetize this connectivity, provide bandwidth on for the internet. It's unlimited. We provide TV, and then other services that will follow on this. So this is where we in the future mainly we are focused and looking beside our regular business of the voice and data.
On the mobile side, what type of network is it? 3G, 4G?
It is a 4G network. It's 3G in its majority. It's a 4G, almost 2G is becoming irrelevant here. We have the penetration of the smartphone is quite high in the kingdom compared to any other advanced market. And so it is mainly between 3G and 4G. I think for us with a little bit of frequency planning that will come from our regulator, then I think it will gonna be 4G all the way until 5G is commercialized.
Yeah. Well, one of the people I met here at one of the other operators told me that Saudis love technology, and that if there's a new technology, you know, that they're 99% sure to buy 99% of any new technology. Does that mean that Saudi Arabia is going to be one of the first countries to deploy 5G, do you think?
You see, we have to I look at it from differently. I look at it from my customer experience, my subscriber experience. If the 5G will bring, and it will bring, the capacity for the data users and provide for them a good customer experience, definitely 5G will be. But again, we need to caution, it's not gonna be tomorrow or next year, because 5G is not commercialized yet. It's still out of test labs to small, let me say, areas, and still yet for it to be commercialized.
Yeah. Well, I saw the first 5G handset at Ericsson earlier this year, and it weighs 750 pounds. So it's like the size. So they got some work to do before it's something which
Absolutely.
you can put in your pocket.
This is, I would say, the beauty of research and development. You start by the concept and you move until it's there. And this is what happened actually for 4G. Yeah. So many people were saying, okay, 4G cannot carry voice. The handset was big, it's device, it's data. And now you can see what we are having now these days in between our hands and smartphones.
What is your hope for Mobily as the new leader? Because you've been here for 100 days. What do you want the company to be known for? What direction are you taking it in?
I think as a company, we have a small, I think 2015, maybe it was not our best year, but I think we're looking for the future. At most, I do care about, let me say, 3 things I put in my agenda. I have definitely my subscribers and my customers. That's number one. Their satisfaction is my number one duty. I have the returns or the value to my shareholders, and this is another duty. And then the third thing is definitely the internal equity of my staff. And this is, so I work around the 3, hopefully to be able to provide the best value propositions for our subscribers, for our shareholders, and definitely for our staff, which are the biggest assets.
Yeah. You used to work in Africa.
I did.
What's the difference? How could you characterize the communications market in Africa for me?
Communication market in Africa is quite an interesting and vital market. We need to remember there's no incumbency, there was no fix. So the wireless technology came, this is one of the cases when I say the technology came to help more and more. So instead of flying fixed lines and etc., immediately we jump to the GSM. And it makes a big difference in the lives, and I will say daily routine of so many nations, etc. So it came to help. It helped economies, it helped people in communicating, it helped, and then as the ICTs is developing more and more, as data is growing more and more, as the penetration is going more and more, I think, I believe this digital divide, as they call it at one day, is the bridge, the gap is narrowing by the day.
I met with Hans Vestberg, the CEO of Ericsson, and he thinks that companies such as your own are really involved in building a new digital global economy. And in that economy, everybody on the planet gets to compete. Do you think that's going to be true for Africa as well as everywhere else?
I do think so. I mean, Africa is not a different place than other parts of the world. It may be need some issues on the regulatory, but other than that, it's a need that is wanted by all human beings on this universe.
Absolutely. It makes your job exciting, I imagine.
It is. It is.
Well, your company has a great energy and a great brand, and it seems like you're offering some fantastic services. So congratulations, Mr. Ahmed. Thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for having me. Thank you.